Lloyd Banning speaking. Bannings, the press conference is concluded. The dignitaries are now headed to the 36th floor. Where are you? Oh, we're still in the break room on 34. Was there something you need us for? Yes, actually, we were contacted by both Chancellor Osborne and President Rocksmith. Each requested to speak with the SSS during the intermission. Hey, what? Given who they are, I hope you understand we're in no position to turn them down. The SSS is to visit both of them during the intermission, and that's an order. The President's staying in the furthest room of the West Wing corridor, while the Chancellor's in the furthest east. Hold on a sec. I get that we can't refuse, but why ask for us? There's a lot of pressure, Dudley. Words. Don't be such a child, Bannings. This is an excellent opportunity to get some insight. You're right. Okay, we'll head there right away. Lean on MacDowell if the going gets rough. She's the one on your team best suited to handling the situations. Understood. What was that about, Lloyd? You were getting real riled up there. What's going on, bud? Brace yourselves. Shocker. Excuse me? You're joking. Not that I can discern. He seems entirely serious. This is certainly a surprise. The SSS's name is more well known than I thought. I don't know about that. I suspect it's because we're familiar with several members of the personnel. That's the only reason for their interest in us I can think of. Might be onto something. Regardless of the reason, there's no way we could possibly decline. Don't I know it? Let's head to the 36th floor. And keep them waiting. Roger. Yes, sir. 36th floor. How many times must I tell you? The press isn't allowed past here. It's still an admission though, right? Can't you just, look the other way? We promise we only want to take a few photos. They won't even know we're here. That's right. I can't go back to Grace empty-handed. Please let us through. Persistent as ever. Good luck trying to tell a reporter where they can and can't go. As long as no one's trying to physically force their way through, they're not breaking any rules. I guess so. This is all just part of being a member. Either way, we may as well give up on hope of using the elevator right now. Oh, is there stairs I could take? There must be. That's... Oh yeah, you guys have like a history or whatever. I see, and that's when you ran into Lucy. Yup, I was only in Ferry on business too. Guess she caught wind. I tried to run, but she caught me. Yeesh, I might be losing my touch. Can you even guess how many bonks over the head she gave me? Not a one. She hugged you instead with tears in her eyes, didn't she? Dang it. I can tell exactly how Lucy feels, She's probably well aware of just how dangerous your day-to-day is. I'm sure she's been worried sick. Man, a woman's intuition's no joke, makes my spine tingle. I never do know how to handle them. Maybe, but you brought it upon yourself. This really does take me back. It's been so long since I've seen Leo too. I'd love for all of us to have a reunion. Why the long-faced lector? Isn't this the part where you say, yeah, let's all have a bash on Michelin and party till we drop? Not a bad impression. No promises. Let's see what I can do. Just don't hold your breath, alright? I know, but you won't be able to stop me from looking forward to it anyway. Now then, I should be going if you'll excuse me. No problem, and hey, don't forget to say hi to Seek for me. I still owe him that salami. Salami is the best cold cut. Dang, she's really coming to her own. LeBro couldn't ask for a better crown princess. You guys think so too, right? Busted. Sorry we didn't mean to eavesdrop. We didn't hear much, I assure you. Didn't you, Ellie? You seem very invested in their relationship from where I was standing. Tio? Well, she ain't the only one. You and the princess sure seem close. What's the story there? I was her upperclassman back in school. I mean, not Sunday school. Generous Royal Academy to be specific. That's one of LeBron's most prestigious institutions, isn't it? That's right. It's not unheard of for them to accept students from abroad, but you study there on taxpayers' money? Nah, old man Gilead paid my tuition out of pocket. Well, it's about time I hit the old dusty trail myself. That reminds me, you got called in to talk with the head honchos, right? They're both real pains in the ass to deal with. Good luck in there. Yeah, whatever, moving on. Stretch. Could he be any more sketchy if he tried? Who would have thought the next queen of Labrador went to school with an imperial spy? Truth is stranger than fiction, as they say. Whatever the case, we can't forget that he's a subordinate of the Blood and Iron Chancellor. As for what he's after, I think we'll have to figure that out for ourselves. We'll be expecting you. You're the Crosswood Police Department. President's room. I've been instructed to let you pass. Make your wish inside. Thank you. Pardon us. Can't believe we're about to meet the president of one of the two largest nations. You said it. Even I've got butterflies in my stomach. Excuse us, Mr. President. We were told you requested to meet with the SSS. Ah, thank you all for coming. Please, no need for all the pomp and circumstance. Go ahead and have a seat. Oh, sure. That's very kind of you, Mr. President. My invitation must have come as quite a shock to you. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your own busy agendas for this, though I imagine you must be very busy yourselves. Oh no, not at all. It's an honor to just be in your presence. You're Speaker McDowell's granddaughter, isn't that right? We met once before at a celebration of some sort, if I recall correctly. That's right, we first spoke back when I had the opportunity to visit Kalvar with my grandfather. That was 2 years back. Ah, yes, now I remember. You know, I was surprised to hear your grandfather chose to take up the post of a speaker instead of seeking re-election. I truly admire how passionate he still is at his age. He's a model statesman, if I may say so. I'm sure my grandfather would be flattered to hear that. Not to change the subject, Mr. President, but what was it you called us here for? Truth be told, I've already heard about you from Delica. This year's Schwarz auction sounded like quite the affair, wouldn't you say? Frankly, former Speaker Hartman and I were never on the best terms. Selfish as it may seem, I've been eager to meet the group that tipped the first dominoes that led to his downfall. We're honored, sir. Yeah, but real talk, we didn't do much. Guy just couldn't stop shooting himself in the foot. Very true, he made his own bed the day he became involved with the cult. Ah yes, who could forget them? The DG cult, their treachery spread across the entire continent, but no nation that was more affected than my own. I owe you my thanks for putting a stop to them once and for all. You're welcome, but really, we were only doing our jobs. Honestly, I'd say our contributions didn't really amount to much in the long run. No need to be so humble, my boy. I heard things were rather dire, even your guardian force was being manipulated. Yet in the face of it all, you still managed to quash the cult and keep that little girl safe. Great goddess in the sky, those are no small achievements to speak of. Wow, you flatter us, Mr. President. Truly, I'm not sure we deserve such high praise. Oh, but you do. Had Crossbow fallen to the cult, I don't know what would have become of us. If those dastardly villains took hold of the IBC, International Trade and Finance would have come to a screeching halt. And I'm sure you don't need me to tell you how severe the consequences of that would be for our economy. That's true. All the more reason I'd like to acknowledge your valor. I think the fitting thing to do would be to award you each a medal. Yes, it sounds perfect. I'll have arrangements made as soon as I return to the Republic. Is it even appropriate for citizens of Crossbow to receive awards from the Republican government? Besides, we really got more recognition than I can handle from Granddad McDowell. Truly, I don't see any fall past to be had about that at all. Your troubles are your own as well. After all, the Republic does hold suzerainty over Crossbow. Mr. President. Now, keep your faces like that, and they'll stay that way. You received an invitation from our friend the Blood and Iron Chancellor. I will be delighted to speak with you all more, but I think my turn is over. And not to fear, I'll see to it that you receive those awards you spoke of. Keep an eye out. Thanks for visiting. You can find Chancellor Osborne's room at the end of the opposite wing. Right, thanks. We appreciate your help. You're welcome. Farewell. He was something, wasn't he? Exactly what I expect from a major political power, or figure. Capable and devilishly cunning. Could you at least wait until we're not standing in front of this room, was he? To be fair, the president never made much of an effort to hide it. I doubt he was intentionally trying to place pressure on us, but that doesn't change the fact that he did. I think he was trying to keep up with appearances more than anything. As Kalvar's president, it would be good publicity to honor the ones who were created, yeah. Not to mention he said that Crossbow's troubles are theirs as well, which reaffirms that he sees Kalvar as Crossbow's rightful owners. Man, you telling me that was the whole reason he called us in there? These big shot leaders got egos as wide as their country's borders. Without a doubt, even Diet members from an autonomous state like this have nothing on them. We still have to speak with the Chancellor. What do you think he wants from us? I couldn't say. We're probably gonna want to brace ourselves. Oh, for sure. That must be the Chancellor's room. The intermission will likely be over by the time we're done speaking with him. We should take care of anything else we need to do. What else do we need to do? We're good. For the SSS? Yes, go in. Right. Pardon us. Practically exudes arrogance. Classic Imperial Army, overbearing as all Gehenna. It's the man himself. Excuse us, Chancellor Osborne. We received word that you wish to speak with the Special Support Section. You come in. Magnificent view, isn't it? It's fascinating to think that mankind built a structure like this to look down on the world below. These walls in which we stand are proof that we finally attained the glory that ancient civilization once held. So they are. Are you referring to the ancient Zemurians from over 1200 years ago? Everything I've heard about them makes it sound like they more or less had magic at their fingertips. Theirs wasn't necessarily a utopia, mind you. During last year's Liberal incident, a large floating city appeared over the kingdom. That city was constructed before the Great Collapse, yet was sealed away by human hands. It was a symbol of mankind's potential as well as hubris. Our potential and hubris? You seem to be a very well-informed man. He's the Chancellor. Oh, I wouldn't say I know everything. As far as Crossbow's concerned, I haven't discovered nearly as much as that priest Joachim Gwenter did. How do you... It's what we don't know that lends weight to the affairs of the world. If you had everything in the palm of your hand, life as we live, it would be helplessly mundane. Don't you agree, Wazi Hemisphere? Oh, so you know of me. Or do you? I get the sense my name is the only dirty little secret of mine you've uncovered. I'll keep you your dirty little secret. It's a blast from the past. That would simply mean that you have none worthy of capturing my attention. No, my interest lies far more in the realm of the War God, more specifically his successor. Yeah. The Imperial Intelligence Division. Their ability to gather information is second to none, that's why they're called the Intelligence Division. Where are my manners? I'm Gileath Osborne, representative of the Empire of Erebonia. I've heard much about you from Lecter. Care to join me for a friendly chat before the intermission ends? Well then, Chancellor, what does he want to discuss with us? You already seemed all too aware of everything that's happened right now. Don't need to overthink it. This is nothing more than a civil conversation. There's something I would like to hear your opinions on, however. Our opinions? Yes, I'll be frank. How long do you think your precious crossbow will last? Bit of a loaded question, isn't it? On the contrary, I bear no ill intentions. History tells us that no political entity can last in perpetuity. And that's discounting the Orbital Revolution, which has accelerated all aspects of the contemporary world. How much longer can a land as contested as Crossbow withstand the coming turbulence of this era? I'm not... Forever, as long as there are citizens in the state who have the will to protect it. Noel. True, little matters more than having a solid will, a resolve, one might say. There are rare instances in time when trends are bucked and the course of history itself has changed. The people are never truly powerless, I don't doubt the potential their resolve can hold. And you agree. But consider this, what happens when two opposing resolves clash? It's simple. The lesser of the two would be engulfed, fanning the flames of upheaval hotter still. I suppose these hellborn fires were to emerge again and again across the land. The integrity of morality itself would be smelted in the searing heat until the world itself was ablaze. Such a phenomenon would surely be easy for you to imagine, would it not? I can understand how Crossbow's resolve might seem lesser compared to that of the Empire or Republic. But even a small flame is capable of burning bright. It's not a foregone conclusion that the larger will engulf it. Just as it wasn't when Liberal repelled the Imperial Army. That's right, it was 12 years ago during the 100 Days War. Well played. Resolve is ultimately a question of tenacity. Liberal was small but tenacious. It overcame the shambolic effort the Empire put forward. There was much Crossbow could stand to glean from that moment in time. However, I remain unconvinced that Crossbows hold the same pride and conviction that the people of Liberal do. I'll leave things at that. Our intermission's coming to a close. It almost slipped my mind. Don't expect any medals from the Imperial government. The ability grows even more irksome when awards are given to commoners. Ominous. Consider yourselves fortunate. I rarely see His Excellency in such an agreeable mood. What? Seriously? Is that what you call it? He seems to have taken a liking to you. I understand that it may be a tough pill to swallow, but I suggest you accept what he had to say. Though perhaps it isn't my place to tell you that, given my position. That was horrible. The man's a damned monster. Either way, we can't let it get to us. We have to take his perspective at face value. Tio, you okay? Yeah, I'll be fine. The imagery he invoked was a little too vivid. I got lightheaded was all. Can't blame you. Even I could feel those flames he kept talking about breathing down my neck. Calling the Blood and Iron Chancellor a monster is putting things lightly. He believes he holds the whole of the crossbow in the palm of his hand. Maybe, but I'm not so sure he called us here to torment us, believe it or not. Same goes for President Rocksmith. I think the interest they've taken in us is genuine, for better or worse. Let's take it for what it's been, a learning experience. Words. That's one way to look at it. I think we can all take a page out of your book for once in a while. No kidding, leave it to Lloyd to make a near-empty glass half full. But he's right, there's no way we can let this slow us down. Of course not. What we should do instead is have it properly words. In any case, that's just about the rest of the intermission. Back to Dudley. 4:30 p.m. Part of the problem is that a lone cult was able to cause so much public disorder in a single night, no less. Moreover, half of Crossbow State Guard fell under their control. Quite literally at that, such a failure of security is unprecedented. Be that as it may, I was under the impression that we already covered this in full detail. Details are not what is in question, it is the quality of your state's crisis management that still concerns us. You cannot deny the extent to which that incident endangered the lives and properties of Imperial citizens in your borders. What do you say? What do you have to say to that? Now hold on just a minute, Chancellor. Reparations and red dresses in the wake of the cult incident have already been administered. Demanding further mirror on top of that will only serve to cast Erebonian in an unfavorable light. Monetary compensation is not the issue either, Your Highness. The Crossbow State government has still yet to answer how it can comprehensively guarantee its security. There's a need to protect the lives, property, and economic interests of all those in and tied to Crossbow. And such a protection will truly be assured from a state constantly mired in political gridlock, a state so susceptible to top-down corruption. Pardon me, but I had heard former Speaker Hartman was immediately removed from office upon his corruption coming to light. Crossbow's political system has proven perfectly capable of self-correction. Would a new security framework not suffice? I must disagree, Your Lordship. Surely you don't believe it would be that easy. Crossbow's political foundation is prone to corruption by nature. I of course acknowledge that Mayor Croy and Speaker McDowell have been nothing less than outstanding statesmen. But what happened to Crossbow when they're gone? How quickly would things regress without their leadership? I apologize for my cynicism here, but corruption and government have long been inalienable. This is true not only of Crossbow, but of my own kingdom as well. Taking that into consideration, would it not be best for us to observe whether the Speaker and Mayor can bring about political reform? Pardon me for saying so, Your Highness, but I believe that's rather naive of you. I understand why you'd be hopeful. However, the state of Crossbow cannot be easily compared to a monarchy such as Liberal. Undermining the political system of a land that has no central or traditional authorities is a simple feat. History has proven that time and time again. That may be true, but... If I may, my native Calvard is founded upon our honorable republic charter in lieu of a monarchy. It was an impressive undertaking by various powers and groups that gathered after our revolution 100 years ago. With that charter in place, our country knows our system can survive with dignity, even if it, too, may at times be stricken with corruption. So you say, but it is not as though our autonomous state law isn't without its own pride and honor. I'll concede that in our state's young history, imperfections in its design have come to light. But so too, it is indisputable that we have been improving upon it slowly but surely. Mr. Grimwood, may I ask how many additional laws and amendments have been passed by Crossbow's government in the last 10 years? But of course, while I don't have the exact figure in front of me, I would estimate 50 in total. Only 50 in 10 years? Why, how can that be? That's an average of just 5 a year. Perhaps though, the rate has been trending upward in recent times. There were 12 laws passed last year, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, though admittedly, many of those were merely appendums to existing financial and orbital network provisions. Regardless, I think it's clear that we cannot assume a meaningful new security framework would be so promptly implemented. As I suspected, it would be wiser to seek alternative solutions in the interim. I agree wholeheartedly. My, I hadn't realized the two of you had become such close bedfellows. Perhaps you'd care to settle the territorial dispute over the North Highlands as well while you're at it. Point well taken, Your Highness. We'll have to leave discussing that matter for another day. Time is growing short, gentlemen. I'd advise we move on to another point of discussion. Very well, as proposed by His Excellency, let's now review